In this video, I went ahead and combined day 7 and day 8 because I thought it was just a really easy way to combine the two. I went ahead and ran yesterday. It was so cold. Our frost-free hydrants are frozen. So today we have spent most of the day hauling water to horses to make sure that they're taken care of. Yesterday I had to bundle up really warm, and yes, I was running barrels in shaps to keep myself warm. I tried to bundle up the best I could. However, yesterday was nothing compared to today. So last week's time was a 23.72. We really did see a lot of improvement this week. I went ahead and let him open up and run to that first barrel, which is different from last week. Our first barrel was really nice. Our second barrel, you can see here, we ended up taking it way too wide and didn't overturn it, which also put us in a bad position for the third, which caused third to be super wide as well. And then right here before the timer, I pull up instead of letting him go ahead and run. So we ended up with a 20.6, and our goal time is a 19.7. However, I think we can really reach that goal if we keep setting goals every day and working towards them. I went ahead and stepped on my yellow horse. You can see here that he is loping around in the wrong lead. I'm counter-cantering him just to make that wrong lead as uncomfortable as possible, so that when he comes around the corner here that he would switch into the correct lead, but he doesn't. So I go ahead and break him down here and push that hip over to try to get him to get that correct lead as we go lope around here. I have to take him in a really small circle here to get him to pick up that lead finally. Before his injury, he was left lead dominant, so for him to come back after this injury, which was on that front left leg, and not want to be in the left lead has been a real struggle. I lope him around here just once just to make sure that he gets really comfortable in that left lead and to build up those muscles in the left lead. There was a lot of video before this of us working on the left lead and working on softening and the tornado drills and a lot of infinity drills, which a lot of you girls had mentioned to me before. So I go ahead and take him around the barrels, even knowing that I hadn't worked the barrels nearly enough, the pattern enough to make this a pretty run, but I went ahead and ran him anyways. And we take this first barrel, he breaks down to the trot because we just don't have the coordination for a flying lead change yet. He comes around this one, and I know it looks super ugly, but this is actually so much softer than last week's run. He's actually wanting to flex around that barrel a lot more instead of being a board around the barrel. So he did improve his time. We do have a goal time of 19.5, but I'm not sure if we'll quite reach that, but I'm going to keep striving towards it. I had made this list before I went out to ride them, and these were my goals for the day by getting on them. I wanted to really let him open up in the pattern, the bay horse to open up in the pattern, and to rate the barrels. So we stopped at each barrel, took some deep breaths at each barrel. On Oops, the yellow horse, I went ahead and made a run. I did lope leads, and we worked on softening them. I wish I would have written down what goals I wanted to do to work on softening him, because I did go ahead and work on the infinity pattern with him, and I did go ahead and work on the tornado pattern with him, which really seemed to help him soften up and better understand what I'm wanting him to do around those barrels. So I want to thank you girls so much for giving me those drills to work on with him, because it really seemed to help. I also went ahead and drank some Brain Bridge, which really helped me focus my energy when I was out there, and really take my time around each barrel. Then I went ahead and set out a game plan for next week. For Gambler, I'm going to work on stopping at each barrel, taking 3 yoga breaths before taking the turn. I'm going to work on overturning the barrel. I've watched Erica McDonald's videos as well as Fallon's videos, and I'm going to just go ahead and let him overturn and then let him push him out of those barrels so that we're not hanging up on the backside of those barrels, but we're still getting those tight turns. I'm thinking about trying him to the right barrel first, just because it seems like his left is stronger. So maybe if I took 2 turns to the left, we might improve our second and third barrel. Our roper reins might help instead of using the split reins. Oops, we're going to work on leads, getting softer, and flexing this next week. And hopefully all those things will show improvement whenever I go to run next week. So let's hope that that all helps.